Right. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope you all are well and okay. Um, Wanted to do a midday live today, a midday catch up with you all about Manchester United. I've not really given much of my thoughts on what's going on with Manchester United. Seems like Erik ten Hag is going to stay in his job, but it also seems like he's coming back from international break to some injuries. I mean, straight off the back. Um, Nusser Mazarawi will be sidelined for 2 months due to cardiac arrhythmia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Arrhythmia. If you don't know what it is, it's when your heart beats irregular. You can either have increased heartbeat or decreased heartbeat, and that's what this is. And it's it can become a serious issue. It can become a serious issue. Um, you can have you can play normal sports and stuff like that. You shouldn't have an issue if you're being looked after, but it's just basically abnormal heart beats, and that's what he's got. Um, it's interesting that Man United obviously knew about this. Man United probably realized this when they were looking to sign him. But I put a tweet out before, right? Is it me or majority of the players that Erik ten Hag has brought in has had some sort of issues one way or another? Is it just me? Or pretty much, Anthony, there was some issues there. Mazarawi's just had issues now. Rasmus came with back injury. Martinez, to be fair to him, got injured during the game. Who else? Uh Malasia, he got injured during the game. Amrabat, when he signed, had slight issue. I don't know. His luck isn't good, is it? He's not really had good luck when it comes to signing players. Um, and it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Dallo will probably go back to his natural position, or Lindelof will come in now. So it'll be Victor Lindelof who will be slotting into that right back position probably, and Dallo will play left back because that's what he does. Um, yeah, there's just it's just sad, really. It's just sad. He's not really had luck, so there's nothing we can do. One thing I want to say is this season we can't give him the injury excuse. We can't give him any leeway this season because every team has injuries. Newcastle has got injuries. They don't have Lewis Miley, Isak, Botman. They've got players missing as well. It's natural. It's unfortunate, and it is what it is. Part of me now sits here talking to you guys, and I feel like even if you signed Frankie De Jong, there would have been issues, man. As mad as it sounds. Let me go through some of the chat. Big up to everyone, 45 of you um, in the stream. So big up to you all, midday, wherever you are. Make sure you smash a like on the video. If you enjoy the streams and everything, I can't wait to get back into matchday vibes, man. Just international break just consists of dead news all the time. A couple players actually came off international duty because they had some niggles and injuries as well that they wanted to get sorted out. Ganacho had a knee issue and he played through the knee issue. Players play through issues all day, every day. So I'm not too fussed about that. I just hope he recovers quick. All our players recover quick. Luke Shaw still out. Mason Mount still out. Yeah, it's not cardiac arrest. It's not cardiac arrest. No, it isn't. It's I don't know how to pronounce it. It's basically irregular heartbeat. Um, arrhythmic, something like that. I don't know how to even pronounce it. It's a very complex word. Arrhyth arrhythmogenesis or something like that. Cardiac arrhythmogenic issue. So he's going to be out for 2 months with that. 2 months is a long time, bro. If we look at our fixtures, right, people, if we look at our fixtures, 2 months from now, he'll miss the Brentford game. He'll miss Fenerbahce. He'll miss West Ham. He'll miss Leicester. He'll miss Chelsea. He'll miss PAOK game. He'll miss Leicester again in the league. He'll miss Ipswich. He'll miss Bodo Glimt. He'll miss Everton, and he'll probably be back for just in time for Nottingham Forest. He'll probably miss Arsenal or play or be on the bench for Arsenal come end of the year. So by the time he comes back, it'll be Christmas time, end of the year now. So this is bad, and don't forget he's got to get match fit as well. So yeah, this is sad. It's sad and unfortunate, man, because Mazarawi was my player of the season so far. I think I've been holding back my opinions on new players because I've been down this road before where I hyped up players in other shirts, but now I'm at a stage where I am more so inclined to hold my opinion before I say anything on the player, and I want to see out the player in a Manchester United shirt first. RIP George, always very unfortunate. Good morning from Indiana, USA. Hope you're safe, Tyler. Hope you're good. We need trophies, not wannabe players and a manager, says Kego. Big up, Grace. Hope you're well. Thank you, Said Pollard. Appreciate that. Big up, Jamin as well. I feel for Mazarawi. I do. I really do. I hope he can recover fast and get it checked out and okayed. We knew about this when we signed him. You would have known about this when you signed him because these type of things it doesn't go under the radar. How old is Mazarawi as well? How old is he? 26 years old? Yeah, he's younger. He's 2 years younger than me. So yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Very, very unfortunate. Anthony's always fit. He's just rubbish, says Marty. I think Anthony. Some people have hope for him, but I've lost hope for him. I'll be honest. He's been here 3 seasons now. I've lost hope for him. The fellow in goal never gets injured because he's a goalkeeper, bro. Erik Ten Hag will now say give him 3 more years as players are not fit, says Bandulu. Don't mention the elephant in the room. Last 3 years, I'd wonder what it can be. 2K Universe says, since we signed, who has made world class that other clubs are fighting for? None. Big up to Said Pollard, man. Hope all is good. So yeah, it's a sad news, man. Sad news because he was actually good. 600 million of shite, says Wolfbane. What else? I've noticed something similar with Eddie Howe at my club, bro. Ever since he came, Newcastle has done a good job, no doubt, but we always seem to have injuries to important players, says Strasbourg Steve, who is a Newcastle fan. Big up to you, bro. Hope you're well. Murali, now he's come back from work. He was in my stream last night, going to work. He's come back from work. He's now resting. Make sure you go to the gym, bro. Make sure you get your gym. Are you watching Vitayan? I don't know what that is, bro. Big up to Nafi as well. Saeed, man, your chai is funny. They said Faz was eating cookies on stream. I can have cookies. Yeah. But you got to be looking at Ineos for buying good squad players with potential, but not world class. That's a fair point, Grace. That's a fair point. And let me say something, right? This is how it works at a professional environment. I have been to a medical before, actually, a football medical before. And I understand how football medicals work. I've done my research on football medicals as well. Look, a club, when they are about to buy a player, the medical team is notified instantly. The medical team will then do all their research on a player and they will give the player a score, whether that be red, amber, or green. the score depends on club to club how they score. Some might score it out of 10, some might score it in colors, some might score it differently, but they will give the player a score on the risk based on the player's injury record and history. They will look at his rehab, how the rehab was done, surgeries, family conditions, all of these things. And then they will make their recommendation to the club. The club can still buy the player, knowing the risk and implications. The club can still sign off on the deal. They might negotiate the price here and there, and they might still sign the deal. It is what it is. Clubs sign players who come in injured, no problem. Do I blame Manchester United for signing some of the players? In a way, yes, but I understand they probably trusted their medical team to look at it and say, right, we'll handle it. We'll look after the player. Um, it's just too many players are getting injured. Is it the amount of games that they're playing as well? Yes, that's a big factor. Do I blame the manager? No, I don't. Injuries, I don't blame the manager. Maybe that's why he's rotating so many players as well. It's a stressful job. It's a stressful position to be in as a manager, whether you get it right or not. It's very difficult. That's why some would say maybe it would have been important to keep Bisaka, because Bisaka could have come in now and Dallo could have played left back and we would have been fine. But now, like someone asked, in your opinion, there is a big drop off. Dallo plays left back compared to right back, and someone said, who's going to play right back now? I predict it's going to be Lindelof, because he has played Lindelof in right back before, and left back before. So I think it's going to be Lindelof who will come in, because he ain't using Martinez as a left back or a right back and putting Dallo, on one of the fullbacks and putting a defender in the middle. I don't think he's doing that. Euro as well got injured and unfortunate during a game preseason, I think, and Euro's out as well, which is very unfortunate. He's trying his best to get back fit. Um, it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate. The routines out the back, he'll make an excuse. He'll make an excuse about routines, playing routines out the back. The routines and patterns out the back should remain the same, with or without your main players. It should remain the same. Every club is doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? Every club is doing that. Um, the two or three injuries that are my biggest concern are Luke Shaw, Malacia, Mason Mount. They're my biggest concern. Those three. Luke's injury is shambolic, absolutely shambolic. How has he been injured this long is beyond me. Beyond me. Setback upon setback upon setback upon setback upon setback. Malasia surgery upon surgery. They're always doing good. They're always about to come back. They never come back. Malasia was supposed to come back last year. Last year, bro. Like, that is crazy, bro. And then Luke Shaw played, yeah, like Tiffy says, Luke Shaw played Euros, but not for us. Man, I don't understand how that even makes sense. Just the timing of it all is just mad. We don't know the ins and outs. We don't know the inside scoop and the inside, fine details, but that's crazy. Mason Mount came in, had just a couple games, and then gone for the whole season. Certain injuries, I understand. ACL, MCL, muscle tear, I understand. But some of these other injuries, bro, I don't know which player, yeah, unless you've snapped your leg in two, goes missing for this long. I don't understand how. And you're not in any lower league or any poor club, whatever. You have the biggest club medical at your disposal, and they're not able to get you back up and running quick enough. And that's crazy to me. That is what I find crazy, bro. 100%. Players are playing with niggles and injuries and pains and aches all the time. But how can you go this long? That's crazy. Your body is literally giving up. Martial was another one as well. Do you know what I mean? Just body giving up. And we've got a few of them. It's at the highest level, at this level, it is very hard with this many games that you play for you to consistently stay fit. I understand. Um, Very, very difficult. So kudos to some of the players who do stay fit because whatever way they look after their body or their genetic makeup is they don't get injured like that. But it's just sad. And can you write off the season because of that? No. As the famous saying is, the show must go on, and you must figure it out. You have to figure it out. You miss players because they're injured, because they're pivotal, crucial players. But last season we had players injured that people didn't even want to see on the pitch. Like really and truly, Luke Shaw, as much as he's our only competent left back bar Malacia, a lot of people are done with him. So you don't really want to see him on the pitch. Man United should have tackled that position. And that's where the club messed up. The club didn't mess up signing some of these players who got injured. That's not what I'm going to say. What I will say, in my opinion, the club messed up not getting reinforcements in positions where they're gonna probably have injuries. Look, letting Bissaka go and then now having this Mazarawi injury is gonna bite them back. Then Alvaro Fernandez, letting him go is biting them back. Facundo Pelestri, letting him go is biting them back. These, you need a thick squad. Look at the squad Chelsea have put together, right? I don't wish injury on any player, but God forbid if Chelsea had any injuries, right? They do have reinforcements and in abundance as well. They've got like a bunch of players training separate just in case they need players to step in. And we don't have that luxury. We don't. Who's going to come in? Amas? Do you know what I'm saying? Can you really say Amas? Kambuala came in as well last season and we parted ways with Kambuala. Um, you have to keep a squad, bro. You have to keep a squad, and you have to keep everyone happy as well. That's the sad reality of it. And you can't keep everyone happy. Um, how United allowed Shaw to play Euros is beyond me. I don't understand. Do you know what I'm saying? Alvaro Fernandez, man of the match performance against Atletico, and Erik ten Hag let him go for peanuts. Absolutely. Well, not just Erik ten Hag, but the board as well. The board let him go for peanuts, and now they're gonna suffer because Alvaro's gonna do bits at his club. He's a very good player. He's a competent player, man. He's a very competent player, and he's only gonna get better and better. We've got two left backs out, and we've got one player playing out of position to try and cover. Look at Inter Milan squad; it's pretty big and has most areas covered with quality players. And also, it's important if you have a big squad, you have to make sure that you implement your football into all players so that everybody can have rotation and everybody can have minutes. Like Chelsea, they've not registered some of their key players in Europe, by the way, because they want to protect them. They want to prioritize other competitions that's important for the big players to play in, and that's how they're doing their squad. So it's squad management. That's very important as well. Um these best in class are looking like they sat in the back of the class. Yeah, I agree, Sim. Um, Next says Alvaro Fernandez, Erik ten Hag didn't count on me, but my objective is to return to Manchester United. They added a buyback clause. I think it was a smart move, to be fair. Is that what he said? I didn't know he said that. News already said Maz injury is fake. Do you know? Listen, whether it's fake or true, yeah, I do know one thing for a fact is players don't come back when the report said they're going to come back. That's the one fact that's been common. Um, some people, Erik ten Hag said Luke Shaw was going to be back at a certain time. Malacia was going to be back at a certain time. They didn't come back. Mason Mount was going to be coming back at a certain time. They didn't come back. Ugarte wasn't ready. Then he went and played freaking 80 odd minutes for his national team. So yeah, these things they just don't add up. Until I see the player on the pitch, I just don't buy anything at all. Um, you say that Mazarawi's injury is fake, but apparently got proven by someone who's actually close to the doctor in the medical team. So yeah, I'm gonna do some digging myself, but I'm just reacting off the initial news that has come out. He's not gonna play the next game, is he? He's not gonna play in the Brentford game, I don't think. So and the Fenerbahce game. So either way, unless something miraculous happens and it was totally a hoax and he comes back and he's totally fine. Um, there's a small possibility that can happen, and I hope that happens because we need Mazarawi. I think he's been a very solid player for us. Um, Strasbourg said, I'm a Benfica fan too. Thank you for Alvaro Fernandez. He's an excellent left back. There you go. And Benfica is a very, very, very big club. You know, they wouldn't just sign a player anyhow. How many times Benfica get transfers wrong? You know, they're a very reputable, respectable organization. I reckon Ineos made a dodgy deal to make United a top 4 team, milk more money. They ain't serious about winning the league. They bottled it at Nice. Too many fans got gassed over nothing. The reason why, they got gassed over Ineos is because of the people that they were putting in charge to run the club. I think that's what it is. I think the number one name, and I'll be deadly honest, that got Manchester United fans hyped over Ineos was Omar Barada. Getting someone from Manchester City to come and work for Manchester United is a huge, like, wow. Whilst they were winning trebles and their club was doing well, that's where the hype really began. Then Dan Ashworth, and Wilcox, these two came in and I think they just said, wow, these are people, footballing people in footballing roles and positions, um, which which made sense for Manchester United, which we should be anyway. And I think that's where the hype and the excitement came from. So I don't blame people like myself and anyone getting hyped because they were like, well, these are actually people with a track record. These are people with a track record. These are people with history. But either way, the medical team of Manchester United, don't know. I don't know. I've criticized them before. I've had loads of strong opinions on them before. And I'm not happy with it. Really, really not happy with it. Yeah, that's all it is. Brian says, I think they're trying to reduce the club's value to buy it for cheap. That's a great conspiracy theory. How many more games do you think Ten Hag has? Zero, in my opinion. Zero. He should have 0 games. But I am going to drop a video explaining why I want Erik Ten Hag to stay. I really am. I really am. I've told you all before who watch me on different channels and on my channel that I'm in my villain arc now. So I want this guy to stay and I want the pain to seep in because there's still a very minority fan base that are still clinging on to Erik Ten Hag, and it needs to be washed. All of this toxicity and the doubt and the fence, it needs to be washed away from the fan base, and that's the only way. That's the only way we're gonna be okay. Do you know what I'm saying? I need Erik Ten Hag to really suffer. I need the fan base to really suffer because people are still not convinced. I'm still seeing tweets from people saying, "Oh, this fan base would have sacked Sir Alex Ferguson back in the day." Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, and thousands of people are liking it, and thousands of people are agreeing with it. So, yeah. With that being said, I need this fan base to suffer more. Manchester United fan base are not ready for the uncomfortable conversation of hiring and sacking managers. Is perfectly fine. It is perfectly fine. Chelsea done 3 in 3, 3 managers in 3 years. Bayern's done it. Real's done it. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless you get that one manager that takes you levels year in, year out, you got to get rid. Look, I did a show with John Sinclair yesterday, a Newcastle fan, and I said, look, if Eddie Howe doesn't come in European spot this season and does a good run in a cup competition, he's gone. He's gone because the wage bill for Newcastle alone is for a club that's a top four club. So whether your football is good and whatever, at the end of the day, money have to get brought in, and you bring in a lot of money if you qualify for Europe. So if you don't qualify for these big competition, these big European competitions, and you don't do well in them, excuse me, as well as the league, excuse me, then jury's going to be out for you, and the board are going to have to figure out a way how to get money. They're going to have to answer um to their sponsors, and it's difficult time to be when revenue is low, and sponsors are crying. Do you know what I'm saying? And your wage bill is high. um Let me see. Is there any other comments that I'm missing out? No, I'm not. The only excuses they've got left is two clubs and Sir Alex since season in '89. And Ben Chilwell, someone said, Jishan said, I see you linked to Ben Chilwell. The competent left backs around the 30-40 million mark. They're hard to find. They're hard to find. Eddie Howe must finish top six minimum. Top six. I think even fifth. He has to push for fourth. Is he gonna do it? Absolutely not. I don't think so. But he's got to show grit, and I don't know, man. The Premier League table fast approaching, fast approaching 10 games. Newcastle seems a bit yo-yo for me. They drew with City, lost to Fulham, drew with Everton, beat Spurs. I don't know, man. I don't know. Very yo-yo. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. With Newcastle, I'm not convinced yet of what they're actually doing. Brighton as well, their form is a bit up and down. Brighton and Newcastle on the same points. Everybody's got injuries here and there. Everybody's got problems here and there. So there's no excuse. That's just the main thing. The main thing to solidify is no excuses on injuries this season. Simple as. And people like Ty, people like Neji, they will use, fans like them will say, oh, Ineos is gonna give him time, so let me see it out. I'm seeing some things on Alice as well. Alice is not made her mind up as well. I'm gonna try and get Alice on my show actually. And it's important to have these conversations. Was the toxicity, or was the disagreements among in the fan base as bad as it is now when Ole was here? I think fans were a lot more vocal in the stadium when Ole was here. They were done with Ole, and they were very vocal. Match going fans, I'll tell you this, and you guys will see it as well because I go live from the stadium after the game. You will see this as well. Match going fans are not done with Erik ten Hag. Like they'll say, "Oh, I hope he turns it around. Let's see. I hope he turns it around. Give him a couple more games. I hope he turns it around." But they're not done with him. They're not done with him. And the fact is, they're just too scared to be done with him. They're too scared for a new manager. Too scared. They're tired of the cycle, as they say. They're tired. The fact is, you need to get used to getting knocked down and getting back up. That's what you need to do. You need to get used to the fact that you will hire a manager and he might not work. I think I was speaking on the Mandem group chat today, on our WhatsApp group chat, and I was saying, look, I don't understand why people are so scared about Ruud taking over. Why? Why are people so scared about Ruud van Nistelrooy taking over? Do you know? He's not done anything in football for him to warrant a job like Manchester United, but he's also not done anything to say he can't be an interim. Do you know what I mean? What has Carrick done in comparison to Ruud to warrant being an interim? You can't put your previous fears into a new manager because that will just set you up for failure. The reason why, and I explain a bit more, the reason why people back Erik ten Hag so much is because they just wanted to give him a chance. They saw him beat Real Madrid. They saw the football at Ajax and they said, yes, I'll take this. But you really, it's like, it's like seeing someone else's girlfriend and falling in love with her because you just seen some things and you like the look of her, but you've not lived with her, so you don't know how well she can cook, how well she can look after you, how's her personality. You know what I'm saying? You don't actually know what it's like living with her, you know? And then she breaks up with a man, you shoot your shot, you secure, and now you're seeing, rah, this person's crazy. This person's crazy, bro. I got with a crazy woman. So that's what it is. Um, People just like the look of Eric Ten Hag. I'm seriously convinced they did. I'm seriously convinced. Rude walked out of PSV with one game to go. He's a quitter. Is that what Manchester United want? That's a fair point. I can't speak much on it because I don't follow PSV. One of our members, one of our resident viewers, Spilling Media, who's a huge PSV fan and a huge Dutch football fan, and he's a huge Erik Ten Hag fan. He can probably shed more light on it, but we definitely have some clashes in his last club. Look, right now in terms of managers, I was saying in the Mandem group chat, I take Unai Emery in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd take I'd take Tuchel in a heartbeat as well. I would. I would. You know? Look at De Zerbi at Marseille, man. He's bossing it. Marseille's had a diabolical season last season. He's gone in now and he's trying to transform that team and push them to top 2, 3 teams in that league. And speaks volumes. And look at he's dealing with players that have had history before. He's trying to get Pogba, man. Bloody hell, he's got Mason Greenwood and he's trying to get Pogba. He don't care about outside things. He just cares about, right, okay, whatever's happened, that's between you and the club and whoever. Let me just get you in because you can play football. That's what it is. Big up to Sabino, says greetings from Sao Paulo. Wow. Big up, man. I'd love to visit Sao Paulo one day. Let me see. He's done for. Don't try backing him, says Saeed Pollard. He's innocent. Hopefully he can get. Who's this? Oh, someone said thoughts on young Philly. I'll give my thoughts later in the evening, man. Later tonight in the evening when I'm doing my chill and relaxing stream. That's when I'll touch on all these things. Yeah. Let me see. I watched Eredivisie. He walked out of PSB because he was fed up with the board for selling too many players and not properly replacing them. There you go. Strasbourg Steve is there with some facts. Also, don't forget, right? Klopp went on camera and said he was tired. What does that mean, bro? How can you get tired? You won a Champions League, Premier League, domestic trophies. You've done well. You missed out on the league by a point. You done well. Very well, man. Very, very well. Probably the best after Pep Guardiola in the league, if not the best for the years that he's been here. His football's attractive. His talent ID is great. His man management is great. Klopp was the best manager in the league. Obviously silverware and everything says a lot, but for me, I have to put my hatred towards Liverpool aside and say, yo, Klopp stood up against VAR. Do you know what I'm saying? Some serious player, man. Some serious manager, sorry. Some serious manager, man. What a manager he was, man. What a manager, man. I'd do anything for a manager like that. Anything to have a manager like Klopp, man. Absolutely anything. His personality, crowd control, media control, man management, everything. Just proper. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's had mad moments. He's blamed the water. He's blamed the pitch. He's blamed everything. But he's backed it up with results. He's backed it up with results, and he's most definitely backed it up with his football. He didn't change his football to some freaking boring dead ass football. And he's had that venom that I like to say, that this is what I've been crying for, that venom that brought energy into Premier League, that made you think, wow, I want to see what this manager can do next. And it's a shame that we don't have a manager like that, and the Premier League doesn't have a manager like that. Uh, we ain't getting Emery, brother. Yeah, Unai Emery, I'd take him in a heartbeat. I'd take him in a heartbeat. And this thing as well, where we can't get any manager, I don't like this. I don't like this. Fast playing favela football, we will be there. Man, I'd love to go Sao Paulo, man. I would absolutely love to go Sao Paulo. What a place. I can't believe someone from Sao Paulo is watching me. Big up to you, brother. TTM says Collier, from my point of view, has the potential to become a really good ball playing midfielder, and he already has the engine and physicality to do it box to box, similar to profile we looked for in Sanderberg. How can I say this, right? With academy players, I've seen academy players, yeah, and they've looked like they've got world class potential. There's so many players I've seen in my life, yeah, in academy level. I've been to Carrington to watch academy football numerous times. Numerous times. It's how they are developed. They can they can look like they have the potential with the odd few appearances. But you see, to play at the highest level, first team football, different. It's just different. It's so hard. So hard. You've got to first show levels, and you've got to show tech and ability in first team training. That's it, period. Forget academy games, all of these other malarkey. You've got to show that you can sustain consistent level of decision making at first team training sessions. Yeah, I'm gonna come to all the other comments in a minute, because this is a great point, and I want to discuss this. So I'll give you a little hint. Yeah, not a hint. Sorry, I'll give you a little story. So I went and watched Spurs academy play football in a cup run against the first team football team and that team is in League One. So it's the Spurs academy versus a League One team. And I know a lot of players in the League One. I know a few players in the Championship. I know loads of players in the Football League. Yeah, and the Spurs academy under 21s, they play exactly like the first team. Exactly. I was entertained. I was entertained. I watched it live as well. And I asked one of the players from the opposition team, and that's the first team, anyways. But they had a couple of young players in there. They had a couple of, it wasn't their main starting 11. It was their cup team. So a couple of starting 11 players, a couple of academy players put together, and they played Spurs' academy. And I asked one of the players from that team. I said, "Yo, how come Spurs' academy players, yeah, they play football like just more freely? They looked like they're playing football a lot freely. They were trying a lot of things. Spurs Academy ended up losing that game anyways, right? They lost that game. But I was like, how do some of the players in Spurs Academy play so like they express themselves on the pitch? They take risks." And the player was telling me, the friend of mine was telling me, is look, when you're in academy, you always are playing like you want to prove a point. So your decision making isn't the best, because you're always trying to think, if I take a risk and it pays off, I'm going to be on the map. If I take a risk, it pays off, I'm going to be on the map. Take risk, take risk, take risk, prove a point, prove a point, prove a point. Be extra physical, do the extra step over, do the extra skill, try and beat a man, try and shoot from random area. Whereas when you're in first team, and this is what he said, when you're in first team, you can do all of these fancy, glamorous footballing things that all of these other academy players are doing, but you choose not to because you want to make the right decision all the time, as many times as you can. And to think that a player can just, become a first team footballer at this high, at this the highest level, the pinnacle level, is so hard, bro. It's so hard. Your decisions that you make on the pitch are being scrutinized and analyzed on a computer 50, 60, 100 times by someone behind the screen. And I think he's a good player, Toby. I thought many players are good players for Manchester United in the academy, but the sad reality is they didn't come and get promoted like that, because at the end of the day, they will always prioritize someone who has already got an abundance of first team experience at the high level. That's what they will prioritize. Do you know what I'm saying? They will always prioritize someone who's got that experience of playing minutes under a big manager, under pressure, in front of a big crowd, and obviously has been professional for a few years. Unless you're a youngster who's just doing a madness, Louis Smiley, Yamin Lamal, Kobe Mino, some players, they get their debut in the first team. They get some here you go minutes in the first team, and they just go crazy. Garnacho being one of them. He got his minutes in the first team, and whether you like his football or not, he put numbers on the board. And Manchester United needed more wingers, so they just said, right, okay, right now he's hot, he's in form, let's get him. Kobe Mino came in, absolutely bossed it. Right, you come up, you're ready, because I put you in, and you didn't need a run of games to show me potential. You just came in, you done your business, simple. Louis Smiley's another one as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Saka, for example, another one. Started young. Rashford, that's how he made his career, right? He got, debut when Martial was injured. Boom, he flew, hit the ground, absolutely blitzing. And that's what it is. That is what it is. And can Toby do that is the biggest question. Can Toby do that is the biggest question. Because especially at Manchester United, the pressure is just too much. The eyes and pressure is just too much. And considering, the fan base is so starved of success in terms of Premier League and Champions League, if you're not hitting the ground at lightning speed, there's going to be questions asked. And you're not going to convince anyone. I think there's nobody who can question Kobe Mino, because he's just hit the ground crazy. When Rashford came in, he hit the ground crazy. But Kobe, he's got world-class potential at the end of the day. So yeah, that's my 2 pence on the academy football. I just take a lot of time before I say finally. But Kobe, I've seen him for time in the academy for time, and I knew, that this guy was the guy. Like Ethan Wheatley is another one, right? Like Ethan Wheatley, can he get promoted to Manchester United first team? I'm not sure he can. McNeil was another one. Hugo is another one. Funny enough, I just watched Hugo play football a couple of weeks ago live. I've watched Hugo play football whilst he's on loan live a few times. And I swear to God, I have no incentive to lie. I've watched Hugo a few times live, and the times that I've watched him live, I didn't even know he was on the pitch until he was coming off. I was like, wait a minute, that's Hugo. That's how mad it is. And on loan playing first team football at lower leagues, I was like, I didn't even know that's Hugo. He's not done anything for me to say, yo, who's this guy? Let me actually. So yeah. We're in a place as fans where we have to accept Ineos and Glazers partnership has set the club back another 3 years, bro. Serious. When Root takes over, you lot will be crying in another year's time. Fair? Crying is good. No problem. No problem. What's wrong with crying? How can you see it panning out with Ten Hag? Only a matter of time, bro. It's going to get more messier. It's going to get more messy. Rude isn't the guy, I can't lie. Just have him on an interim and put him back in the number 2 coach spot end of season. I just want an audacious champion football manager for now. After that, we can get Tuchel or proven manager. I'd love Diego Simeone. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna stand on this hill, in this Mount Everest alone, with me and just my oxygen tank, and just I'm going, Diego Simeone. That's me, man. Diego Simeone's my guy, man. I ain't letting go of that. I ain't. Um, who's injured? Well, talks of Mazraoui being out. Um, Career mode stream later. Yeah, bro, I'll be live later. Just a chill stream with you guys. Salam fast from Dallas. What's a higher priority? The speed of Ten Hag out or getting the right guy in now? I think getting the right guy in now is very important because our squad is actually a good, a competent enough squad. Our squad is actually good enough. We don't actually have a bad squad. Couple more tweaks and we've got a good squad. It's a good enough manager that can make something out of this squad and just squeeze more out of this squad. Danny Devil in the details, big him up. He was on the Mandim talk a couple of days ago, and he said our squad is probably performing at 30% capacity, which I agree with, which I definitely agree with. Um, I hear you about development. That's why I don't want to see Collier being played out of position too much. He needs to be in that midfield learning as much as possible. A loan, people underestimate loans, man. Look at how many loans Ivan Toney had. People underestimate loans. Um, who else? Oh, someone else as well had loans. Yeah, I think it is Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney was talking to Dan Ashford or someone back in the day and saying, why are you sending me on so many loans? Can I come back? And he was saying, no, loans are important. The players surely can't believe in what Ten Hag pushing on the pitch. Yeah, they won't be believing. They won't. When the manager's imposing a system and it's not working and you're getting bopped off the park every other game, you're gonna feel deflated. The academy don't let you in unless you're a family member. How did you get in? Says Sim. Well, you must not know then that I have people who play. I have family people who play in Man United. This is known. Everybody knows this. Well, clearly not everybody, but yeah, a lot of people know this. I've been Carrington loads of times to watch academy football and stuff. Why are we talking about this guy's replacement? Ineos ain't giving us any indication what he's doing. You remember Ineos signed Omar Barada, right? Very low key, very silent. Nobody knew, so it could be one of them as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, their decision at pro level have financial implications. There's so much pressure involved. Yep. If Ten Hag stays, do you believe players believe in him? Nope. They've already down tools or kind of like not down tools, but they've already played like they don't care at one point. Brian says, I hear it, Faz. For you to be a top player, you've got to have that dog in you. Decision making. It's the decision making. To play, not playing it safe, but also playing at a certain consistent level, all the time. That's why it's hard to get rid of Rashford. It is. As much as you like it, as much as you hate it, sorry, it's hard to get rid of a player that can have that spark moment and go on a mad run for 6 months. And as a manager, you're saving me. You are literally saving me by scoring all these freaking goals. It's football for you. Like if you've ever played football or been in a footballing environment or been around footballers, I promise you, yeah, you will know what I'm talking about. A manager who starts a player, a good player, decent player, okay, but the player has this form, hits this form where he just starts doing a madness. You just as a manager, you think, flipping hell, what do I do now? What do I do now? Like, what do I do now? He's just doing craziness. He's just going on mad runs, doing mad things, and shooting knuckleballs and just getting the ball in. What do I do now? And that's how you have credit in the bank. But then, yes, the credit in the bank at some point runs out. 100%. 100%. It does run out. Now, is Marcus Rashford back to that, moment where he can put up 20 goals on the board? Marcus is definitely capable of doing that. Can he do that this season is the question. I promise you, if Marcus Rashford scores 15, 20 goals this season, right? Man United are solidifying Marcus Rashford. Like they ain't selling him for no shit. You can't. Marcus's agent is gonna sit in Man United and say, listen, I've just my clients just put double digit on the board. Who else is doing that in your team? There's just it's a numbers game at the end of the day. It is. Unless you have a ruthless, ridiculous, cutthroat organization that says, right, listen, I hear what he's done, but we're going in this direction. And I don't think Man United are that team. I don't think Man United are that organization to do that. To go and just cut out a player. Do you know what I'm saying? City are, they will. They will. They'll figure a way out. They'll say, okay, right, okay, you're so crucial for the first team, but it's time for you to part ways for whatever reason. No problem. See you later. We'll go and do what we need to do. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just as a manager, right? You just start to think, bro, someone's giving you 40 GA in a season. What the hell am I gonna do with this guy now? He's gonna be demanding. His agent's gonna be demanding. Fans are gonna be demanding. Then he has a bad season. Everybody has a bad season. Now the season starts again. He starts scoring goals here and there, and you start looking at the actions and the way he's scoring goals. You think he might end up giving me 15, 20 GA again. What the hell am I gonna do again then? So it's that yo-yo. It's that inconsistency. Do you know what I'm saying? United fans wanted footballing people made footballing decisions and then have a meltdown when the said footballing people make footballing decisions. Our fan base is so divided. I agree. McNeil was good. He was. Faz, what do you think of Lacey Kid? Man are telling me he's the next Foden. People told me Malasia was ever a region. People said Euro has Varane's profile. So people are always dying and begging to attach a player to a player that's doing well. Always dying and begging. Yeah, I'm not hearing it. Don't mean anything, bro. We've had Ravel Morrison, who was supposed to be next best thing since sliced bread. Lingard was one of the most techiest players in training. Rashford in training is funnily enough. Let me actually tell you this, right? This season, the two players who have been doing really exceptionally good in training, guess who? Guess who? Quickly, have a guess. The two players who have been almost like you can't get the ball off them. Like it's impossible to get the ball off them. It's ridiculously sharp. Who? Have a guess. Anyone? Let me see. Bruno and Rashford and Dallo, Ahmad and Kobe, Ahmad and Zexi. Ahmad and Dallo. Right. No. Some of you are right. Some of you are wrong. Some of you are half right, sorry. And some of you are wrong. So it's not Ahmad and Kobe. No. No. It is Anthony and Rashford. Like they're silly. They're silly. And early last season, anyways, this season, right? This season, Anthony, you just can't get the ball off him. Nobody can get the ball off him. Casemiro, they just can't get the ball off him. And Rashford, again, can't get the ball off him. He's just so sharp, so quick. Apparently, he can't get the ball off him. This is from a player, by the way. This is from a player who's told me this directly. I have no incentive. Obviously, I have no incentive to lie to you guys. Um, and the other two before were Sancho and McTominay. Apparently, McTominay is just like like an unbelievable professional, and Sancho just so sharp, and by sharp I mean just quick, everything quick, crisp in training. This is from a player in Manchester United who told me this. It's mad. And my members, some of my members who've been members of my channel for years, know which player I'm referring to. They know because my members only group chat is tight, and me and my members are very tight, man. Me and my members are very tight, so they know who it is. They've seen me go on meals with some of them and whatever, so they know who it is. And my members are I love my members to death. They'll never ever put me in jeopardy or harm's way of any of the people in any way. Tight like what, man? Everybody's got something tight, man. So yeah. Problem is Anthony will keep the ball and then do a predictable finish shot into the row C. His left foot curlers, when they go in, they go really in. They go really, really in. I've seen enough from Anthony to know he's the next Messi. Nah, chill out. You're crazy. I ain't saying that. Faz, why do you think they can't perform in the game? Is it as simple as the tactics at the moment? Pressure as well, nerves as well. It's listen, when 75,000 people are going, oh, boo, it's hard, man. It's hard. It's very hard. 75,000. Like you've just ran, shanked the ball, yeah? You look up and you see like Faz going, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck was that? Fucking hell. You've seen Faz do that and you're just thinking, rah, bro. And then you look down and try and freaking, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yeah. If Erik Ten Hag stays, he has to be humble and park the bus and play counter-attacking system because our players are not good enough, and that also benefits some of our players. So yeah, it benefits some of our players. How do you become a member? There should be a button there where you can become a member. And I'm very, like I say, some of my members have been members for like 3-4 years, and we talk on WhatsApp and FaceTime and whatever. And my members are good, man. They're good. They're Gucci. But anyways, an hour's just flown by, man. An hour's flown by. Big up to everyone for locked in, for staying in. Make sure smash a like on the video on your way out if you enjoyed my show. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. How many likes are we on? Let's see. 82. Amazing, man. Can we get it to 100? If we can get it to 100, really appreciate that if we can get it to 100. No biryani today. No biryani today. Biryani is only on match days, man. Match days. Brentford game. I might cook up something, man. What should I cook up on Brentford game next week? Not this weekend. Next weekend. I'll see what I cook up for Saeed and me. I'll be live later on with a more relaxed stream, talking about again Manchester United and just general what's going on the timeline. There's a couple of things I've seen on the timeline that's doing a madness. Dal Chawal is a big shot as well. Other teams have system that everybody understands, knows their individual roles. What to do if a plan A doesn't work? Our players just get thrown out there and have to figure it out. Honestly, I need to get some of my friends on here because you want to hear their opinions, man. I asked one of my friends, right? One of my friends, he's a big diehard Man United fan. He's got Man United on his screensaver and everything. Diehard Man United fan, yeah? And he goes, I asked him, what do you think Erik Ten Hag's team talk is before the game? This is what he said. He said, okay, lads, this is the message I want to tell you today, Go out there and good luck. That's his team talk before the game. And then what's his team talk? Halftime, yeah. I said, what's his team talk halftime? So this is what he said, my friend. Yeah, he said, all right, boys, get inside, get inside. Yeah, everybody sit down there. Right. You're coming off. You're going on. And inshallah we score. Oh man, he said inshallah we score. Oh my days. Good luck and inshallah. That's it. There's nothing else. Surely, yeah. He says nothing else. Who remembers last season? If some of you've been watching me for years, you would know. Last season, I used to say, bro, why do the players come out more sleepy and drowsy and lethargic in the second half than in the first half? I don't understand. The players last season coming out at second half, like 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 they took a nap. I don't understand. Oh my days. Man said good luck before the game and inshallah at halftime. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my god. Can you dedicate match reactions after the game and publish as videos on your YouTube? Yes, I can. I'll do that. No problem. I will do that. I go live straight from the stadium, so you get my match reaction there. But I will do a match reaction as well. I will do a match reaction. Don't worry. But yeah. Anyways, big up to everyone for tuning in live later tonight. Who is live now? Let me just check. Oh, well, let's see who's live now. Who's live now? Anyone? I don't think anyone is live midday now, is there? Nah, nobody's live now. Yeah, I need to chat to Alice, man. I saw a clip of Alice, yeah, saying part of her wants to keep him, part of her doesn't want to keep him. This that, like, not really made her mind up. So I want to speak to Alice and kind of dissect what's going on in her head. Why she fence it in a little bit or not made her mind up yet, basically. That's what I need to find out. But yeah, big up to the people. Stay locked in. If you want to become a member, please do. If you don't, that's fine. And I shall see you guys later on. Have a good rest of the day. Let me go and get on with my day. I need to go smash the gym, man. I need to start doing gym streams as well. But yeah, take care, people. Peace, love, and guidance. And I'm out. Love.